Hey, what is going on guys? RvzStealth here, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a few new builds and a few new setups that a few of the top AD carry players in the world right now are running on their AD carries. Now, I am trying a little bit of a different format for this type of video. Let me know if you like this type of format down in the comments below. If you don't though, and you would rather like to see me have some gameplay in the background, then let me know down below as well. But with that being said, let's get started. All right, so first off here, the most interesting thing that I saw that a lot of the pro Korean AD carries are going in this patch is they are rushing a Blade of the Ruined King now on Ezreal. So this is what AD carries like Bang is doing right now. As you can see right here, he played this game 7 days ago, but he rushed the Bork on Ezreal. He picked up the tier after he got the Bork. Now, some of the other AD carries, they are still going a tier rush. It really just does depend on the laning phase though. If you get like an early kill in lane as Ezreal, which I assume is what he did here because he got a Cutlass at the 5-minute point, then if you get an early kill, go for a Bork rush. If not though, and you're on your base, then I would pick up a tier and then get some components to that Bork. But the Bork right now and then into a Muramana seems to be the build that a lot of them are going. They aren't even getting like a Trinity Force until their 3rd item now, so keep that in mind when you are playing Ezreal. Bork rush does seem to be the way to go in this patch. And then just so you can see here as well, Uzi is also going for this. He went for this 10 hours ago, and as you can see here, he went for the tier rush. After that, he did go Bork. Now, one AD carry champion that a lot of these Korean AD carries have started to pick up over the past few weeks is Kog'Maw. Now, Kog'Maw, as you can see here, Uzi's been playing it a little bit in solo queue recently. Imp has been spamming it in solo queue. He basically only plays Kog'Maw. He's got a 67% win rate on it, so he's really good on that champion. Bang is also playing a little bit of Kog'Maw, but not as much as some of the other AD carries. And then we also have, I'm pretty sure, Deft as well. He's been playing a bit of Kog'Maw too, so he's an AD carry champion that has seen a rise in power or a rise in popularity over the past few patches. And the way that most players play this Kog'Maw is they do go for a Blade of the Ruined King rush. Now, after they go for the Blade of the Ruined King, most of them do go for a Runaan's Hurricane, and then after that, it just really does depend on the situation. Some of them, as you can see here, like Imp will go for a Bork, he'll go for the Runaan's, and then a Wit's End after that. He really does switch up his build like a lot of the games though. Sometimes he'll go for a Rageblade rush, sometimes he'll go for the Blade of the Ruined King rush, but most of the games he does go for Bork into a Runaan's, which seems to be the best core build on Kog'Maw right now. Now, since Imp is the one who's been spamming Kog'Maw, I think it's best to like take a look at what he's doing on the champion more than the other AD carries. So he is taking Fervor a lot of the time here. As you can see, he's got Fervor almost like every single game on Kog'Maw, but he does have the occasional Storm Raider Surge game. Now, I did come up with a little rule of thumb as to which one you should be taking in certain situations, and Fervor, you're gonna want to take that most of the time. The times that you would want to take Storm Raiders is when the enemy team does have a lot of dive champions and you're gonna want some kite. So as you can see here, they have a Lee Sin, a Jax, a Nautilus. All 3 of those champions just want to dive on you and kill you in team fight. So having the Storm Raiders proc and getting that move speed is very important. You also see that he picked up an early QSS here just to deal with that dive. And then in the other game here, he did also go up against a Lee Sin and a Fizz, 2 heavy dive champions, so the Storm Raiders is going to help you out a lot. And then something pretty interesting that Deft is doing in solo queue recently is he's rushing a Blade of the Ruined King on pretty much every single AD carry. As you can see here, he goes for the Bork rush here on his Twitch, which is very standard. But something that I did not expect at all is he goes for a Bork rush on his Caitlyn. So he's going for it on like pretty much every single AD carry in the game right now. That item is a really strong item, and I guess I can see kind of like why he would want to go it. I wouldn't really expect it on a Caitlyn, and especially if you scroll down here, he also goes for the rush on Jinx as well. So obviously Def thinks this item is super strong. He's rushing it on all of his AD carries right now, so just keep that in mind when you're playing AD carry. Bork Rush does seem to be the most popular that a lot of the pro AD carries are going for in this patch. And then the last kind of like new thing here that they're going on their AD carry champions is Deft is going for a Wit's End as this third item a lot of the time on Twitch if the enemy team does have a few AP threats. Now this is kind of standard. Wit's End is a pretty good item on Twitch, but it's not something that you see very often on him, at least in solo queue. Whenever I have a Twitch on my team, most times they always go Bork, Runin's, Infinity Edge, but getting the Wit's End, it's going to help you out a lot, especially if the enemy team does have a few AP threats. So in the games that he did go for the Wit's End, as you can see here, they had a Karma, they had a Talia, and also an Elise. And then in another game when he went it right here, they also had an Elise, a Fiora, and a Brand. So if the enemy team does have 3 AP threats, then a Wit's End as your third item on Twitch is what you should be going in this patch. So that is going to be all for this video, guys. That is what I was able to come up with for this patch as to some new things that the pro AD carry players are going on their AD carry champions. Now be sure to let me know down in the comments below, like I said at the start of the video, if you like this format better or if you do like the format where I put some gameplay in the background. But with that being said, guys, thanks for watching, have an awesome day, and I will see you in my next video.